Hi, y'all. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming, stopping by. If you want to subscribe, that would be great. And click the bell notification to all notifications so you get notified every time I upload a video. So it's nice to see you all. Thank you for enduring me and my stories. So I'd like to tell you a story I'd like to tell you my COVID story. So I didn't get COVID. Just so y'all know, I did not get COVID. COVID is a virus. I did get a virus, but mostly I want to talk to you about what I weigh now versus what I weighed then. So we all got sent home and quarantined to our houses for the first 3 or so months of COVID. So March 2020, I am wearing a size 8. I weigh 130 pounds. My hair is down to my waist, and I'm wearing it up in a ponytail every day, and I loving my long hair. And my I got to exercise my neck to keep it because my hair's thick and heavy. And I was so happy before COVID, and then COVID hit, and lo and behold, I got sick like 7 days later. Honestly. So I got laid off on the 8th. Then I worked one day on the 12th to for the girls because I drove school bus for a private school and a private Catholic school, all girls. And so they had to go back into school on the 12th to pick up their laptops and learn how to remotely go to school. So I drove them in and drove them home for that. And then laid off completely, stay at home, don't leave your house unless you absolutely have to. And so that was the 12th. And about between the 14th and 15th, I woke up in the morning and I had 4 dots on my belly and thought, oh, wow, there's a bug in the bed. And he bit me 4 times, all in the same area. I thought, oh, how weird. And they itched and they itched and I scratched and I scratched and I slapped and I'm, oh my God, they itched so bad. And yeah, they scabbed over after a couple of days and because I had scratched them raw. And then, started healing up and a couple of days later, I mean, they were healed pretty much. Then I just massive pain, all this pain. Oh my God, it was horrible. Um, just kind of all around my left side of my body. And it was terrible. And I thought, well, that's what I get for doing spring cleaning on the first week of the quarantine. I threw my back out now. So I got bug bites on my belly and I threw my back out, and that's where the pain is coming from in my head. That's what's happening. So, I mean, not a big deal, right? Still, let's enjoy the quarantine because we were told it was only going to be for 2 weeks. And we had just found out it's going to be for 3 months. Oh my God. I was so disappointed because the company that I drove school bus for lost the contract to the school I was driving for. So I was never going to get to see the girls again. So being out of there for 2 weeks means I can say goodbye at the end of the school year and we can have our goodbyes and yes, I love you and good luck to you and da 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 da. I've been driving there for 4 or 5 years. Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, that didn't happen because we never went back to work. And, summer rolled around and came and went. And we're still dealing with COVID and everybody's still getting sick. And, you know, I wear a mask every time I leave my house. It's just a common thing now. I never leave home without it. And so then, so the pain was there, and it was March, and April went by, and May, June, and here it is July, and the pain is still there, and I can't take it anymore. I absolutely have to go to the doctor. So I'm taking all the precautions. I get tested before I have my appointment, and then I get tested for the coronavirus before I have my appointment. Then I go to the doctor, and this new doctor, because my doctor was booked so far back, I couldn't wait that long. It was like 2 months or something. And this other doctor was available. So I went to her and she couldn't figure it out. But she said, in the meantime, well, let's get you all caught up on the things you have to do. You have to have a breast exam. You have to have a colonoscopy. You got to go through all these tests because of your age and whatnot. I said, cool, no problem. I am due for those things. So I got an appointment for my breast exam, and I got an appointment for my colonoscopy, and I'm having my initial appointment for my colonoscopy. And I'm in there. And then, the nurse that takes you back, she comes out in the lobby, calls your name, walks you to the room, gets your weight, your blood pressure, types some stuff on the computer, and then says, okay, doctor will be back in a minute. That person right there, the nurse's assistant. So she is walking me back to the room, and we're talking. And then I start telling her about my symptoms, that I'm just massive pain and itches, my spine itches, and the pain is so horrendous. I don't know. It's like a branding iron pain. Like somebody had put a branding iron on my skin. And I said, it's just so tender. It's just so inflamed. I don't understand. And she said, well, lift your shirt for me. So I did. I lifted my shirt, lifted it up, right? And she looks and she goes, oh, well, I don't see a rash. I said, what do you mean you don't see a rash? And she goes, well, I was thinking maybe it was shingles. And I went, oh, no. A coworker came to work contagious with shingles on the 8th and the 12th of March. And I was there, and I was standing next to her using her stapler, handing her keys, getting paperwork from her. She was dispatched, right? And so the nurse lady says, well, you can't get shingles from somebody that has shingles. And I said, oh, okay. And so I was a little confused, and she goes, you can only get chickenpox. And actually, you don't have a rash. She goes, I see those 4 little bumps that are healing. I said, yeah, it's a bed bug, I guess, because I had it one morning when I woke up. And she goes, have you ever had chickenpox? And I said, no. She goes, oh. So she came to work contagious with shingles, and you were exposed to her, and you had never had chickenpox. I said, no. And she goes, and those 4 dots that are healing. She goes, do you think they could possibly be chickenpox? And I said, absolutely. My daughter only got a couple of pox, and like my oldest daughter got 2 and had the chickenpox more than once. And then my youngest daughter, she only had chickenpox once, but she only got one pox. Like, that was it, And so it's very possible that my daughters will get shingles because of not having very pox pox when you had chickenpox. So I had never had them. I didn't get them with her. I didn't get them with my sisters when they had them. I just didn't get them. And she goes, yeah. She goes, I bet you that's what's happening. She goes, but then there's no rash. And she goes, that, there is a rare incident that your rash could be internal. Excuse me. And I said, oh my God, did you say rare? Because that was the key word for me. Not internal, rare. That was the word. I said, are you kidding? Rare? I said, so there's rare cases of shingles. She goes, yeah, the rash can be internal, right? And I said, well, if it's got something to do with rare, just look at me to have it. And so I went back to my primary care physician and asked her to test me for shingles. And she said, well, we can test you for the antibodies to the zoster virus, because that's what chickenpox and shingles is. It's called zoster virus. It's a virus. It's a virus that grabs a hold of you and never lets go. So when you have chickenpox, right, you're sick with the pox, you stay home from school till they start healing, blah, blah, blah. Then, you're scratchy, you put calamine lotion on it, blah, blah, blah. Then they start scabbing over, you go back to school, you're all better. No, you're not. Mm-mm. The virus, it appears to go away, but what it actually does is it embeds itself into your spine, right about C7, 5, 6, or 7, right back there on your spine, and goes dormant and waits and waits and waits. And if it reactivates while you're an adult, it is considered shingles. It's also the zoster virus, same virus. It's the same virus from when you had chickenpox. So when you have chicken, it embeds it in your spine, then it reactivates as an adult as shingles. Well, so I had never had chickenpox as a child. So on the 14th, when I woke up with those 4 pock marks on my belly, I in fact had chickenpox. And I went to I went the 5 or 6 days of that. And then, they were healing and that you could see the marks right from it healing. Because I heal very weird. I heal from the inside out I heal from the outside in instead of inside out. The way my skin scabs over is kind of opposite of the way it should. I always have this layer of protection around the scab. So it's very hard to get scabs off my body. And when I do get them off my body, they end up looking like these marks here. So I got a couple on this hand too. Got a mark right there, right there. These were from burns that I got from cooking. So I burn myself quite often, but I love to cook. So I have a burn right here actually from some hot oil, if you can see it, from the other day. I burnt myself with frying some French fries, for goodness sake, right? So anyways, that's kind of what they looked like at the time in July when I went to the doctor. So I went back, told my doctor, test me for the zoster virus. She agreed. And my body tested positive for antibodies to shingles. And, granted, this is 4.5 months after I got the virus. So she can't test for the virus because the virus is actually gone, but I still have my antibodies. They're still in my system. So I got the antibodies, test positive for that. And she goes, well, I can't tell you when you had it, but I can tell you that you have had it. I said, well, this is it. I'm having it right now. It's not going away. And so she agreed to that diagnosis. I agreed to that diagnosis. And we started treating for that. So nerve blocking medicine, gabapentin. I also, in the meantime, am being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes around the same time. So there's that. And so then I go on this medicine, gabapentin. It's July of 2020. And I start off with 300 milligrams. And every 3 or 4 or 5 weeks or so, I would have to up that medicine to, another 150 to 450 milligrams to 600 milligrams to 750 milligrams, and all the way up and up and up and up and up. And by the time I reached the max amount of medicine, which was a catastrophic amount, 3,600 milligrams a day of nerve blocking medicine, and it was barely taking the edge off. I can't take pain medicine because I'm allergic to a lot of that. So let me see, this is July of 2022. So I believe it was July of 2021 when the gabapentin had stopped working. So I had him about 1.5 years at that point. And I was in so much pain. So we switched over to Lyrica, which is also a nerve blocking medicine. Supposed to be the new and improved gabapentin, whatever. But I started at 300 milligrams. I'm now at 600 milligrams. And I've been at 600 for quite a while. And it's nerve blocking medicine. The difference between gabapentin and Lyrica is a controlled substance by the state, and gabapentin is not. So legally here in the Washington state, now gabapentin is a controlled substance in other parts of the U.S., in other states, But here in Washington, it is not considered a um, controlled substance. Now, the way it made me feel when I first started taking it, never, ever, ever would I ever consider getting behind the wheel of a school bus feeling the way it made me feel when I first started taking it. And then upping it, upping it, upping it, upping it all the time, you know. Um, so I didn't feel that it was safe. Legally, I could have done my job if I wanted to endure the amount of pain that doing my job would entail. Um, so I we got the pandemic. I got shingles. I got after shingles, nerve damage. Um, and do I or do I not go back to work? Well, I have to be vaccinated to go back to work. So then there's that story, right? And it's just a big one downhill swoop from there. So I switched over from right when I was being called back to work, actually, right at that time. I was switching in the midst of switching to Lyrica, which is a controlled substance in the state of Washington. So I said, I can't come back to work. Well, apparently, when you're on unemployment and you refuse to go back to work, you're screwed. I said, well, I can't work with the new medicine that I'm on. It's a controlled substance. So um, I was deemed at the moment I started taking the Lyrica that I could not return to work, that I was too disabled to return to work. Now, I don't believe I could have gotten through one day of my job in the pain that I was in. And even the Lyrica was just, it takes the edge off. But you start doing some lifting, or you vacuum, or you want to shampoo your car or run it through the car wash or vacuum it out or cook a meal or do some laundry or everyday chores, take a shower. If you want to do any of those, your pain is, oh, you're going to do this, so you're going to go from 0 to this, to a 3 or a 2. Oh, you want to do this too? So you're going to go from a 2 or a 3 to a 4 or a 5. You're going to do this today too. So then you're up to a 7 or an 8. Now if I get out of bed and take a shower and get all ready, do my hair, my makeup, ready to leave the house, get my clothes on, I woke up at a 0 and I am literally at a 5 or a 6 when I grab that door handle to leave my house for the day. If I had a job to go to, I would be doing that job every single day between an 8 and a 10. Every day. From morning till evening. Every day. So I don't feel like at this point in my life, I can work because of the pain. And the medicine I'm on is a controlled substance. So the state got a wind of that, and they sent me a letter. No, your CDL is gone. You cannot drive. Do not drive with your current CDL on your license because you do not qualify anymore. You were on a controlled substance. And I said, well, yeah, I wasn't planning on working because of being on that substance. I didn't think the gabapentin I should have been working. But according to Washington, you can work on gabapentin, but you can't work on Lyrica, which I don't feel any different. The Lyrica has taken the edge off better than the gabapentin did. Other than that, I don't feel like I'm dizzy or can't drive or, whatever. I wouldn't drive a school bus. God, no. But I do drive my car. So, I'm on Lyrica. That's just accept it. You're sick now. So, timeline. Chickenpox, March 2020. Shingles, March 2020. The shingles virus takes anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to leave your body. But what it leaves behind is an astonishing amount of nerve damage. And that can take the 6 or 8 weeks and you could be all better, or the nerve damage can take longer to heal. Now, because of my rare case of the shingles and the fact that I had just been diagnosed with diabetes type 2, that it's now a complicated case of the shingles because of my diabetes. So it's diabetes complications with the shingles. So they don't go away. And after 4.5 months, they don't want to call it shingles anymore. You've had it for 4.5 months. So we got to give it a different name. So then it's called, so I got re-diagnosed with post-herpetic neuralgia. And that means after so post means after. Herpetic, herpes, and neuralgia, nerve damage. So it's nerve damage after herpes, basically is what it is. Post-herpetic neuralgia. So then I got diagnosed with that. Then I went to Social Security, disability, and applied for that. Got told no, that I could work because I'm not disabled. And yeah, so buck up, lady. Just go to work. Endure the pain. Like, no, I can't. I've endured so much in my life already. Why? And I asked God, why? Why am I having to go through this? And, there's just no answers on why. So I went and got my shingles vaccine in hopes that it would help me heal. It didn't work. And because it didn't work, the doctor feels that I will have this for the rest of my life. So here it is, July 2022. And yeah, pretty much going to last the rest of my life. I can do just about anything and everything. But what level of pain do I want to be at? I can't endure a 10 every single day of my life. I do help with the laundry, and I do 100% of the cooking and some of the cleaning. I mean, my house isn't spotless, but I've had to let some things go, put it that way. I don't work anymore, and so I'm getting zero income. No unemployment. They want me to pay them all that money back. $36,000. They're delusional in thinking that I would ever pay that. Never. I should know it. No. I don't care what you say. Appeal or no appeal. I don't owe you that money. And you guys blessed know it. Because until the moment I was on Lyrica, July of 2020, August actually, of 2021, I was able to work. Legally, I can go back to my job at that point. Now, they had not, we were just starting to get back opening when my doctor, she filled that out. That, I'm sorry, Lisa can no longer work because she is very ill, and we're switching her to this medicine. And so she can no longer work. That was dated August 9th of 2021, the letter that we sent to unemployment. But because they were so far behind, they didn't look at the date. They just said, oh, look, she can't work. Oh, look, we're going to kick her off unemployment and she has to pay every penny back. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? There is no way. So at first it was 42,000 something. And then it went down to 36,000 something. And because I was fighting it, right? And then, so they went week by week. Which week did I qualify for? And which week did I not? Which weeks do I have to pay back the government money? Which weeks I didn't? So it lowered it by about 6,000 something. So, so here it is. It's $36,000. That's the biggest bill I've ever had in my whole life of everything. I never even bought a home. My other biggest bill is a $20,000 car. So that doesn't even compare to owing somebody $36,000 when I am making $0 a month. I mean, you can take an arm and a leg if you'd like, but I ain't got nothing. And my car is about to not be in my name anyway. And it's not just in my name. It's in my ex-husband's name too. So I think the car needs to go strictly into his name, but he says, don't worry about it. And I said, okay, we won't worry about it. But when they take me to court for the money and they can start taking stuff, well, we don't even own the car right now. So the bank owns the car. So they're not going to take it from the bank. So the legal owner right now is the bank, and we are the possession owner type thing. So until the car's paid off, they're not going to take it, obviously. But once it's paid off and it's ours, they can swoop in and take it day one, you know? But yeah, they'll never get paid. I mean, how am I supposed to pay them? I can't work. I can barely walk. I'm walking with a cane now and barely getting through that. Like, I leave the house once a week. That's it. Other than that, I do my little fucking feet exercises. So my feet don't swell up. I put my compression socks on, and normally I don't even get dressed. The only reason I'm dressed is to do this video, to do these videos, because I ain't got nothing else to do. Nothing. Yeah, I could give my dog a bath. But if I give my dog a bath after getting dressed and videotaping and cooking lunch and dinner, and give my dog a bath too, okay, I'm going to be at 10 if I give him a bath now, it'll be 3 o'clock. I'll be at 10 because I have to dry him, brush him, trim his nails, do it all, you know. I mean, if you're going to do it right, right? Yeah, I don't know. So that's what I'm sick with, post-herpetic neuralgia. But it's now as of August of 2021, right? So then I go see a nerve specialist, a nerve doctor, and he re-diagnosed me because of the time frame that I've had this for so long. It's been 2 years at this point, that he doesn't feel comfortable diagnosing me with post-herpetic neuralgia because the virus is no longer in my body. He did a spinal tap. There's no zoster virus in my spine at all. And I don't have the virus anymore. Now, what I do have is the nerve damage after the virus. And so the nerve damage is just going to take a very long time to heal. Right now, I can honestly say this hand right here is out of 10. The back of my hand burns so bad. It feels like it's on fire, honestly. And it's kind of going up because I was itching my face earlier, so it's kind of going up there. So every time I touch myself, it causes a burn mark. Like, not a burn mark, but it feels like a branding iron. And so it's crossed the midline, and so it's no longer post-herpetic neuralgia because the time frame it's crossed the midline, and it's the zoster virus is not in my system anymore, and so it's just complicated with being internal and your diabetes, and now I'm diagnosed with radicalitis. He said, but I'm leaning towards fibromyalgia. I said, well, you and I both know it's not fibromyalgia. So I'll take the radicalitis if that's what you feel needed. We could just keep it with post-herpetic. Well, the virus would still have to be in your spinal fluid for it to be post-herpetic. I said, okay, well, complicated diabetes case, radicalitis, if that's, I'm okay with that one. But I'm not okay with fibromyalgia because that's not what it is. And you know it. And he goes, well, that is kind of the category that we put everybody in when we're not sure what you have. So, but I said, but we know what I have. And we know how it's progressed. So it's my complete torso, both arms, down to my elbows, this part of my face, and down my hips, all the way to my knees on both sides, down my thighs and my hips. It's in my buttocks. It's starting to go down my legs a little bit, my calf. It's not in my feet or anything. This hand, these 2 fingers are numb because I have a pinched nerve in my elbow, which is not getting any better. I can feel it when I press right there. I can feel the twinge. It takes me but yeah, it's not getting better. I exercise. I do everything they tell me. And yeah, so hand is still numb. And my feet are swelling because I'm not doing anything. And so not only is this virus taking my 80% of my life away, I thank God every day when I wake up and my kids are healthy and my grandson is healthy and I got air in my lungs. And that's all I can expect. And that my husband, Curtis, is doing okay. He's not doing okay, but that's another story. And I'm not sure he wants me to tell his story. So I'll tell you my story. Um, I'll tell you he loves me. That's for sure. I love him so much. And so I got to scratch my arm. It just, now it burns. Ow, ow, ow. Fuck me. God, it hurts so bad. Damn. So that's where I am. I mean, you, I'm trying to stay positive and keep a, and the thing about it is the nerve damage is it truly damage, or is it just confusing messages that my nerves is sending to my brain? Like, are my nerves sick and sending these confusing messages to my brain? And is that what you guys are considered nerve damage? Because then my brain, it sends the pain messages from my nerves to my brain. And then my brain sends the pain messages to me, and that's when I hurt. And it happens instantaneously. So if the nerves are sending confusing messages to my brain, pain messages, that my nerves hurt, then my nerves are going to hurt. The pain is real. Now, is the nerve blocking medicine that I'm on the answer to what I feel could be a psychological thing more than a nerve damage thing? So if we can get my nerves to stop sending those confusing messages, because are they really damaged or are they not damaged? That's where I'm not sure, because they say, well, they call it nerve damage, but then they say your nerves are sending confusing messages to your brain. And I'm leaning on that side more because, and let me tell you why. I'll tell you why here. Yeah, you guys are going to go berserk over this one. When I go to sleep at night and my brain goes to sleep and my nerves go to sleep and I sleep through the night, when I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I'm not feeling any pain. I get up, I go to the bathroom, I go back to bed, no big deal. Wake up in the morning, I'm not feeling any pain. I start every single day, even night sleep, 20-minute nap, as long as my brain goes to sleep, it severs those messages from the nerves to my brain. When I wake up, that message is an open airway, open message way. And when my nerves feel the need, because I'm getting up, I'm getting dressed, I'm putting clothes on my body. Your skin is one big nerve ending. And I'm putting clothes on my body, and that hurts tremendously. I'm swishing clothes around my body. I'm scratching, I'm touching myself, I'm showering, right? And it's waking up all my nerves, and then those messages start coming again. Those confusing messages start coming into my brain again. Then the pain starts, and then it elevates, and more with every waking moment of me doing anything other than sitting right here. The pain elevates. So I have to ask myself, how much pain can I endure today? Can I endure a 10? I'm going to get to a 10 today. At some point of my day, I will be at a 10. Be it 2 minutes from now or 9:00 p.m. tonight, right before I go to bed for 5 minutes. I will be at a 10 sometime today. And that depends on me. I have to make choices every single day of my life. Is it worth this amount of pain to do this task? How much do I want to do the task? Okay, let's take, for example, I'm going to go visit my grandson. Okay, so he's going to be happy to see Grandma. He's going to want to hug me and kiss me and sit on my lap and show me his new toy and talk to me. And he's so smart and he's so sweet. And I love him dearly. And please, nobody tell him you can't touch Grandma. No, We are not telling this boy that. He can hang on me. He can do whatever he wants. He can hold my arm. He can kiss my cheek. He can do whatever he wants to his grandmother. Because he is not going to understand. If you tell this 3-year-old, oh, no, no, honey, you can't touch grandma. That's your grandma. That's your one and only grandma. But you can't touch her. You can see her and talk to her, but you can't touch. No, no, no. Nick say on that. That's not going to work for me. I will endure a 10 every day, all day long, if it comes from my grandson touching me. Because I'm at a 10 when I leave his house. I'm at a 10 in the first 10 minutes of him touching me. Because it's not like he just touches me like that. You want to touch me like that, never lift your hand off, be my guest. Once you lift your hand off your skin, there it is. The pain. It kicks you in the ass. And I've endured this for 2.5 years. So, you don't call me depressed? Well, hell yeah, I'm depressed. I've been in pain for 2.5 years. On grueling pain. Nerve damage in my entire body, my whole torso, my arms, my legs, my butt, my face, everything, all of it. All of my body. It has spread into all of my body. So at first it was just coming out from the left side, around this area here, around my C7 or so from my spine, just right here to the front. That's it. And that's when you have the shingles. And I didn't have a rash on my body because my rash was internal. So how was I to know? You have 72 hours, by the way. If you get shingles, you have 72 hours to get to that doctor and get your antiviral medicine. That's 3 days. I didn't go because of COVID. I didn't go to the doctor because I thought I hurt my back. I didn't know it was this. I never had a rash. I thought the chickenpox were a bug bite. I didn't go to the doctor for a friggin' bug. Who goes to the doctor for a friggin' bug bite? Nobody. Who goes to the doctor for ranking on their back by accidentally picking up wrong? Nobody, unless it doesn't go away. You give it some time to get better. And because the pain didn't get better, and it didn't get better, then I went to the doctor. When I felt comfortable leaving my house from the virus, the main virus in the world, and going to a medical facility, being immune compromised that I am, because I'm a carrier, I would get COVID that friggin' quick. And guess what? I would give it to everybody in the whole world. I would just continuously give it to people. If I was out there in the world doing something, if I had it, because I'm a carrier. So I'm going to carry it for a lot longer, and I'm going to endure it really well. Like, you won't even know I'm sick. You won't even be able to see it. Yeah, I'm not risking that. Not with the pain I'm in right now. So then I went and got tested, went to the doctor. Yeah. And boy, I tell you, it has been a long road to hoe. Quit my job. Unemployment back $36,000. Got denied for a disability. So zero income from, I want to say August 1st of 2021 to now, which is July, 19th of 2022. So another week or so it'd be a year, zero income. Zero, not one penny in my name has come into supporting this family. My husband is 100% supporting him and I together. And I appreciate him and I love him so much. And he works a 12-hour day, and then he comes home and he takes out the trash and he walks the dog and he feeds the dog and he does all this stuff that if I did, I would be at a 10. And I sporadically, to make a meal, I sporadically do it. I do a little bit of it here and I prep a little bit of it there, and I do this a little bit here, And I use the slow cookers and I use the oven and I do everything to ease the process, because just cooking, it really takes my level of pain up. I try um, to wear forgiving clothing items. This shirt that I have on right now, it is not forgiving at all. So everywhere this shirt is currently touching my skin, other than my bra, it's touching my skin. And my back, because I'm pressing my back against the back of the couch and I haven't moved my back. I can lift and I can do this stuff without really moving my back. So yeah, my armpit hurts, a little bit of my back hurts, but mostly this front area. Excuse me. And although this shirt is very tight on me because I am 200 pounds, so I went from 130 to 200 with everything that's gone on. So I weighed 225 pounds when I got diagnosed with, in January, with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And the doctor said, well, it's only going to get worse from here if you don't lose some weight. I was 225 pounds. I said, oh, well, that was a scary, scary day for me. So what did I do? I changed my diet. I started exercising, and sure enough, the pounds just started falling off me. My numbers went from really, really bad to really, really good, and I was maintaining that. And so I lost the weight, 100 pounds, in 38 days. So it was very, very rapid. And I was very, very thirsty. And I'm still very, very thirsty. So I'm going to go get a fresh bottle of water. I'll be right back. If I can get my fat ass up off this couch. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Oh, the pain is horrendous. Oh, my God. All right. Get me a fresh bottle of water here. I am blowing through the water. Oh, you know what? And I might have to make some more of these today, because we have blown through this batch of cookies. And they are the best sugar-free cookies ever. Oh my God. They're so good. They taste like, just taste like a regular cookie. That's it. So I made these sugar-free chocolate chip cookies. And look at that. And it's soft and chewy. And it's delicious. Sugar-free. So there you go. My dog is staring at me. He says, whatever you eat, I need a bite. So I'm not going to feed my dog chocolate. However, before I put the chocolate chips in, I pulled a little bit of dough out so I can bake him a cookie without chocolate in it. You want to bite your cookie? Bite your cookie? There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's nummy, huh? And I just give him little pieces of it. There you go. Okay, that's all gone now. It's all gone for now. Nope, that's it. You only get 2 bites. And then tomorrow I'll give him a couple more bites. And so he still has a whole cookie to go through. He's staring at me because I'm talking to you guys about him. Anyways, oh, let me show you. He's underneath the table here. Hey, Skippy. Look up at Mama. What you doing? Oh, you don't want to be filmed? He's like, don't film me, bitch. Do not film me. All right. He's not in the mood. I'll capture some funny things about him. Oh, my God, he's so funny. And he's so easy. Every time I tell him, I don't want him to hear me, but every time I tell him, Daddy's going to bed, when I say that. He gets all excited. I mean, he's not doing it now because Daddy's not even here. But he gets all excited and he grabs a toy and he runs into the bedroom and up on the bed. And I'm like, psych, he's not going to bed. You're just too easy. So I tease him that way. That's how I tease him. But he has his little quirks. He guards his food. He doesn't let you even look at him. He growls at me. So yeah, I have had this cough for forever and a day. It's been a couple of months, actually. My husband came home with a cough a couple of months ago. And I started coughing. Yeah. So, bed rest. Oh boy, not like I haven't had enough of that. Bored out of my mind. But, I want to figure out things like working from home and trying to make some sort of income. I don't have a laptop. I don't have internet. All I have is my phone. And yeah, I don't know what to do. So here I am filming just to see what happens. Who knows? Who cares? Nobody does. I don't care. I certainly don't care. But I can teach you some good cooking. That's for sure. I got that. And this is delicious. I'm going to pin this recipe, not in this video because I have no idea what I'm doing. I probably won't be able to do that, but I'm going to try, right? And I might just make another batch, and then in that case, I'll pin the recipe in that video. Anyways, these are really good. And so I'm done talking, and I'm sure you're done listening. And so here's to you from a little slice of paradise. My life in a handbag. It ain't great. It ain't exciting. But I got air in my lungs. I try and keep a smile on my face. And I just believe if the world was a nicer place, my little slice of paradise can grow, and become a real slice of paradise, because the 674 square foot apartment that I live in is, that I have to. What way would I live if it wasn't my little slice of paradise, right? And my dog is barking. Gotta go. Have a great day.